What is up, guys? This is Gawdlikematt. Welcome back to my Let's Platinum Uncharted. Now, in the last video, you guys seen me actually get the Platinum. But we're not done yet, folks. We still need 2 more playthroughs, one of which I have already completed, and you will see that right now, which is my speedrun. And the other one is Brutal Difficulty, which I am so happy to be taking a break from. So, originally I started my Brutal Difficulty first. I'm already 4 parts into it. But it was just so taxing, I really wanted a break. And not looking forward to going back to it, honestly, although I am going to do it. Also, just a heads up for what you're seeing on screen. What you're going to want to do is in this chapter, as soon as you start your playthrough, switch on your Doughnut Drake so that you can get the Fat and Furious trophy. Because you need to complete an entire speedrun with that skin on, and I'm going to get to more on that in a minute. But yeah, as I was saying, I really wanted a break from my Brutal playthrough. So I came over to do my speedrun instead, knowing that it would be a hell of a lot easier, a lot less stressful, and I need the trophies anyway, so I was like, you know what the fuck, it doesn't really matter what order I do it, as long as I do it all, which is obviously going to happen, because this whole thing's for you guys. I want you guys to have a complete video series of how to get every single trophy in this game, as well as the other Uncharted games, and this isn't the first time I've done this. I've done this for other games too. I did it for Dark Souls 2, and then there's my Let's Platinum videos, which are pretty much... not Let's Platinum. Or wait, is it? What did I call those? Path to Platinum. That's what I meant to say. Those were old videos that I did that I don't do anymore because I feel like they weren't being appreciated enough. Instead, I'm doing this, which I feel like... I've seen some success with it, like my Dark Souls videos, for example. I consider to be some of my most successful videos I've ever made, so once I saw that happen, I was like, you know what, I'm going to start doing this. So instead of Path to Platinum, which is basically, I'd put how to get every single trophy in the game in one video, which would usually mean it was a really long video. Instead, now I'm doing a video series, showing in-depth how to get every single trophy, so I'm not skipping out on any of them, because sometimes my Path to Platinums wouldn't show how to get some trophies, just because they'd be considered super straightforward. But in this, I cover everything. You get to see all of it, how it's done exactly to a T, and, you know, I feel like that's... I've actually gotten compliments from people saying that they really like how my Let's Platinum videos show the real difficulty and struggle in behind getting a Platinum and the journey that comes with it. So I thought that was really cool that I'm reaching out to that audience and being super helpful. That is awesome. I really love that. So that's why I'm going to keep doing these Let's Platinum videos. Now back to some important facts about this playthrough itself. So we're going for 2 trophies. One is to beat the game in under 2.5 hours via practice speedrun mode, which is what we're doing. You'll know you're on that mode when you see the clock in the top right corner. And we're also going for the Fat and Furious, which is to beat the entire thing wearing Doughnut Drake costume. Now, important tidbit, when you guys start the speedrun playthrough, make sure you hit New Game, and then start Chapter 1 on the practice mode speedrun. Don't go to Chapter Select. Don't pick a chapter from Chapter Select. It's much safer to just hit New Game, because then you do the playthrough from start to finish straight through, and you know that that's your playthrough. And if you ever want to turn off the game and come back to it, like if you want to break from the speedrun, when you hit continue, you'll still be on your speedrun. So when you hit chapter select, sometimes you got to worry about that. If you hit new game and only concentrate on this playthrough, you don't even need to worry about it. You'll know it's there. Basically, it just relieves some of the pressure. It's just a tip. Most of people wouldn't need to know that. I'm just throwing it out there just as a helpful little tidbit. But again, most people wouldn't even need to know that. They would already do that instinctively, like I did. Now, the next piece of important information I will get to, but I want to just take a drink of water here. I gotta talk for fucking 30 minutes straight here, so I made sure I had a water bottle, because that's gonna be hard. Also, as you guys may have noticed, this commentary is not live. I'm recording it after the fact. I already recorded the entire playthrough, and I'm only adding audio now as I'm rewatching it. I haven't done videos like that in a while. Usually I'm always doing live commentary. I think the last time I really did not live commentary was my speedrun for The Evil Within, which I did very similarly to what I'm doing now. And I haven't done this in a while, like I said, so I was like, you know what, let's just change it up. I feel like doing it, so why not? Not to mention, just a little habit of mine, I really don't like doing... I don't like going for stressful trophies with live commentary, because I feel like how stressful the playthrough itself is takes away from my commentary. See, if I'm just leisurely playing the game and I don't give a shit about anything, and I can go at my own pace, then I can think of commentary on the spot, no problem. But when I'm worried about the fact constantly through this entire playthrough, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta be as fast as possible at all times. Come on, don't fuck up. It makes it hard to be able to think of things to say. Which is why doing the commentary after the fact, like I'm doing now, is helpful and refreshing at times for things like this. So I figured, why the fuck not do it? Now, again, I need to get back to this important point. I cannot forget to mention this because it is very important. Regarding the Doughnut Drake skin. Now, here's the thing. I didn't actually play test it, which kind of sucks. I was going to, but then I opted not to. Middle of the playthrough, it was a last-minute decision. But basically, where I'm going with this is, a lot of people have the problem with. See, a lot of people are probably wondering regarding the speedrun in Doughnut Drake outfit. You'll notice when you quit game, and this has been shown, or actually no, it hasn't, but I'm on crack. Most of you guys probably have noticed before, if not already, I'm about to tell you. When you quit game, let's say you're in the middle of your speedrun and you feel like taking a break and you turn off Uncharted and you turn off your PS4 and then you come back to it, like, let's say the next day, for example. You'll notice when you reload up your file, you won't be in your skin. You'll be reverted back to the default Drake skin. You won't have any skins on. Even if you do what I did, like in the beginning of this video, I put on Doughnut Drake in Chapter 1. Even if you did that and got like 3 chapters in, quit game, turn it on the next day, your skin will be off. It doesn't save your skin. You'll always have to re-put it back on every time you reload your file. That's problematic. It screws some people over because sometimes it's kind of hard to notice. Well, actually, in actuality, it's really not that hard to tell the difference between Drake and Doughnut Drake, because Doughnut Drake's fucking an obese piece of shit. But sometimes people don't notice, like when they reload up their file, let's say they'll play for like 10 minutes and be like, oh shit, I'm not wearing my skin. I totally didn't notice for a second there. That can screw your entire Doughnut Drake playthrough. Now, this wasn't a problem for me because I did the entire speedrun in one sitting. When I started, I went from start of the game to finish without turning it off or quitting. So I didn't need to worry about ever re-equipping my skin or reloading up my file because I sat there and played the whole thing through in one sitting, as I said. So I didn't need to worry about that problem. But I have been reading up. Like, I did my homework on everything that needs to be done for this playthrough before I attempted it. And I was reading that some people were having problems with that, where they were getting into their playthrough and, you know, fucking up on the whole skin thing, because the game takes off your skin when you reload up your file. And that's bullshit. I think that's really stupid. It screws people over. And the fact that you know, screw the entire file and have to restart it That sucks. Like, I really feel for you guys if that's happened to you. That sucks. I would, personally, I would be so pissed. I hate that shit. It's bullshit. And that's why trophies like this kind of suck. But I don't really have too many complaints with this playthrough because it's so easy and it really doesn't take that much time. Now, obviously, general fact, rule of thumb, for those of you who are doing this playthrough specifically for the fucking trophy, then do yourself a favor and bump down the difficulty to easy mode. Again, you can't choose Explorer mode because that disables all trophies. For those of you who don't know, even though it warns you. But, yeah, so the lowest you can go is easy mode. But easy mode is fucking so easy, as one would think. And it's super... I'm on easy mode right now, and obviously if you want to make getting the trophy easier and that's all you care about, like me, because that's how I am, I'm only doing this for the trophy. Regardless, I wouldn't even do it. But yeah, so obviously set it to easy mode, do yourself a favor, and make this a hell of a lot easier for yourself. Now, I know I got off topic with that. Where was I? The whole Doughnut Drake skin. Yeah, so the skin, the game removing your skin when you quit game, it's a problem. Now, I have a theory. Like I said a little earlier, I haven't actually play tested it, so I don't know if it's correct. But I read someone post in a comment on a previous speedrun I watched on YouTube. Someone posted in the comments that they turned off their game, reloaded their file the next day to continue their speedrun, and they'd re-equip the Doughnut Drake skin as soon as they reloaded their file. And apparently that still counts. Meaning you don't have to do the whole thing in one sitting. If he's right. But I haven't actually play tested it, so I have no idea if he's right. So that being said, don't take what I'm saying right now as law. Because I have no idea if it works. So, but, I mean, I would like to think that this guy who posted in the comments wouldn't be bullshitting about something, because that would be really dick. And yeah, so, but for those of you who have the balls to do it, and I mean, I totally agree, it's a complete pain in the ass to sit through the entire speedrun in one sitting. That sucks. Like, I didn't want to do it at first. When I started this speedrun, I went into it thinking that I was gonna quit game at some point. Like, I had full intentions of playtesting the whole reload up your file, turn the skin back on thing. I was totally gonna test it out. That was complete bullshit, by the way. I have no idea why he didn't make that jump. Oh, and throughout the entirety of this speedrun, you're gonna be seeing a lot of stupid shit. So be prepared for that. It's kind of funny. But it's also piss off. I was so annoyed in the moment. But anyway, not for that specific death, but other times I got really frustrated and pissed off because it was stupid. And you're going to see some seriously stupid shit happen to me, so be prepared for that. But yeah, anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. So, again, I don't know if the guy posted in the comments was right. I have no idea. I never got confirmation on that. I avoided the whole problem altogether because I did it all in one sitting. But again, I acknowledge that that's incredibly annoying to have to do that, and I realize a lot of people wouldn't want to do that, because who would want to fucking, like, the minimum clear time I've ever seen someone get is just a little less than a little less than 2 hours to clear the game in the speedrun. Those are like some of the best times I've seen, and that's roughly around what I got. I think it was 1 hour and 54 minutes, if I recall, or around that, or I could be a couple minutes off, but I'm pretty sure my clear time was around there, which I was incredibly impressed with, to be honest, because I did not expect that from myself. I thought I was going to go over 2 hours, because there were quite a few times where I fucked up, and there were a lot of moments where I knew I could have finished the segment faster, and I didn't, because, you know, going into this for the first time, obviously mistakes will be made. That goes without saying for anybody. You know, unless you're Jesus and you don't make mistakes. But actually, even he made mistakes, I think. Well, there was the whole Judas thing, and you know, I mean, I guess that could be considered a mistake. But okay, so even Jesus is not the pinnacle of perfection, but so that just goes to show you, even when someone of his caliber, people make mistakes. It's totally cool. It's fine. As you can see, I could have saved a few seconds right there because I just fucked up and totally didn't reach the ledge. But anyway, so yeah. If you got the balls to quit during your playthrough and return on your skin, if you want to play test it for yourselves, be my guest. But just know, I have no idea if it's going to fuck your trophy. That was such horseshit. Again, you're going to see such stupid shit. And every time I die, it's always to these sections. It's never in a gunfight. It's always when I'm fucking climbing somewhere. Because that's the whole game is divided up into two different segments the entire playthrough. Either you're fighting people or you're climbing shit. That's Uncharted. And it's always the segments where I'm climbing shit, which is when I die. Every fucking time. I think I only die like maybe once or twice in an actual fight. But yeah, I die tons of times in these stupid climbing sections. I mean, it's funny, but there were some areas, like I said, that really fucking frustrated me. I was legitimately raging. And you will I will point out where that is. You want to be really careful here. I know I do this perfectly, as you're seeing. I did that whole section perfect. But it is very easy to fall off and fuck there. Fuck there. Fuck off there. So be careful. I fucking missed a word. I had a stroke. I don't know what happened. Those past 5 seconds of my life are a blank. It didn't even take 5 seconds. That's how much of a stroke I'm having. I don't even know this shit anymore. I'm losing it. Anyways. So yeah, I think I got the most important points of the playthrough out of the way. The whole Doughnut Drake skin problem, if you want to avoid it, do the game in one sitting. In actuality, like I said, I finished in under 2 hours, and when you think about it, that's really not that long. This whole speedrun playthrough, I'm going to do half-an-hour parts. So roughly, I think there's only going to be 4 parts to the speedrun if I do them all half an hour each. I'm pretty sure I have a little less than 2 hours worth of footage, so that's perfect. It perfectly adds up. This is only going to be 4 parts long. Now I know there's those videos on YouTube where people post the complete playthrough in one video, and it's like about 2 hours long video. Like, it's convenient for the fact that it's all in one video, but I don't want to do that. I've never actually tried exporting a video in my movie maker that was that long. The longest video I've ever exported was a little over 50 minutes, I think. Or maybe it was over 45 minutes. It was around that range. So I've never actually done it. I don't like to do that. I don't like when the videos are that long. So I'm going to do this in 4 parts. And you guys can expect those. And like I said, I've already completed the playthrough. I'm just adding the audio and recording it as I go for convenience. Another thing that's really great about what I'm doing here with this, see, since the speedrun's already done, I have the whole thing just sitting there, all the footage is ready to go. I just gotta add the audio, edit the video, and export it, and then upload it. What's great is I have it all there, fucking 4 videos, including this one, just sitting there ready to be put on YouTube. And now I can just sit back and do whatever the fuck else I want. Most likely going to be Tales of Zestiria because I am fucking in love with that game. It is so good. It's way better than I thought it was going to be. I am loving it so much. And I want to dedicate all my fucking time to it. That's all I want to do right now. I just want to play the shit out of it. I especially want to play it as much as I can before Fallout 4 comes out, because once Fallout comes out, oh my god, I will not leave my room. Unless it's for work. Or other daily needs, like food and water. But yeah, Fallout 4 is going to be the fucking shit. I cannot wait for that. But I'm actually really loving Zestiria as well, so I want to I haven't even beaten the game yet. I'm like level 56. I'm really close, I would think. Average Tales games would end at around level 60. That's usually the average level range as to where the game ends. So I'm thinking I'm pretty damn close. But, yeah, but there's also, like, I have full intentions of platinuming Zestiria, and I've looked over the trophy list more than a few times. It's a very time-consuming platinum. So I'm not getting that anytime soon, but I do think that I will get it eventually. I think it's totally a doable platinum. And for this section you're seeing me do right here, back to the gameplay for a second. Just bull rush this whole section. Keep running while killing people. Obviously don't put yourself in harm's way. By that I mean if you're about to die, obviously take cover. React accordingly. But as you can see, for the most part, I'm just fucking blazing right through this, killing everybody as I go. Which is how it should be done. There's a lot of areas where I should have did this, but didn't. And honestly, like, when before I even started the speed run, I was like, holy shit, you can beat Uncharted 1 in under 2.5 hours? That's crazy. Every time I've ever played the game, I took way longer than that to complete it. And I couldn't visualize beating it in under 2.5 hours. To me, that was crazy. But in actuality, now that I've done it, like, holy shit. When you speed run a game, you really see how short the game is. That's especially true with Resident Evil 1. That game is fucking deceiving as hell. I've speedrun that game twice, both as Chris and Joe. That game can be completed so fucking fast, yet it feels like such a massive game. And it is. It's a big game. And yet it can be completed in such a small amount of time. It's crazy when you think about it. And it's not until you speedrun these games that you realize how small they actually are. So that was pretty cool, discovering that you can beat this game that fast. And I guess it's true with the other ones, because there's a speedrun trophy for every Uncharted on the Remastered collection. So I'm going to have to do that for those too. See, here, this was pretty stupid of me. I could have just ran to the Jeep, and I'm pretty sure the cutscene would have triggered. I didn't need to kill those guys. I just did because I wanted to. It's crazy.
Strangers trying to kill me. Leave my map on a burning plane.
But yeah, anyways, guys, so yeah, back to I think I wanted to bring this up before, but I totally forgot. As long as you like just see with this, what was nice about this speedrun playthrough, I didn't have to try too hard. I actually went into this blind. Usually when I go for trophies such as these, where you have to beat an entire playthrough a certain specific way, like a speedrun for example, usually I will watch an entire thing before attempting it. Like, usually I'll pull up a speedrun on YouTube, watch the whole thing, and be like, oh, okay, so that's... I'll have a general idea of how to do every single moment, and I'll basically try to mimic what I saw, recreate it, to the best of my ability. But with this, I just really didn't feel like doing that. I got really lazy. I was like, fuck that, man. I really don't want to watch it. Because, I mean, I just beat it recently, and I don't want to watch the whole thing again. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to go into this and hope for the best. And I did actually have a speedrun on my computer, like, next to me while I did it. But I wasn't watching it. What I was using it for was to check my time. Every time I paused my footage, I would check the speedrun that I had up on YouTube next to me and see what time the guy I was watching had in the same moment that I was playing. Like, in each section, whenever I got to a certain area in the game, I would check his time and compare it to mine. And every time I looked at this guy's speedrun, who posted it on YouTube, I was always like 5 minutes behind him, which is good, because you want as less time as possible. The lower the clear time, the better. And on average, most people get around the 2-hour mark when they beat it. That's what I've been seeing a lot of. Like a shitload of people would post comments on that video and be like, I got around 2 hours. And I kept seeing that over and over. But there were a few people who got less than 2 hours, which is the same as me. I got less than 2 hours, not by a lot, but it was just around 2 hours, a little less. And, you know, I think most people won't have much trouble with this playthrough. It's actually really not that hard. Now, what you're seeing here is, this part was really interesting, and it frustrated me, because I didn't realize what was happening. See, I didn't realize that the wall I was trying to climb up, or whatever you want to call it, the pillars, I didn't realize that they had to be triggered to collapse and crumble and blow up. I thought you could just climb them from the get-go, and since I've never tried rushing to them as fast as possible, I never noticed that they even crumbled before. I thought they were always like that from the start. So I didn't realize that you had to trigger that to happen. As you can see, I'm going to try it again. I try to climb this, and I don't realize that you can't. And it's because it hasn't collapsed yet. And I kept wasting time trying to do it. And I was getting super frustrated, so I was like, fuck that. Or actually, I think I fucking play this out? No, I don't. Okay, so. Yeah, that was where I discovered, okay, I guess I have to kill these guys. And that's what I mean about how I went into this blind. See, I would have known something like that had I had watched someone else do the speedrun before attempting it. I would have known which fights you can run past and which ones you can't. Or which areas you could skip. I didn't realize that this was one of those times. And whenever you run into a problem like that, like I just did, just fucking restart checkpoint and it resets your clock. People were talking about this exploit, like I read about it a few times, people saying, hey, if you fuck up, just quit the main menu and then press continue and your clock will reset. I don't get the point of that if you just, because whenever you click restart checkpoint, it does just that. It resets your clock to back to when you had first reached the checkpoint, which is fine. I don't get the point of quitting game. I don't know why everyone kept saying that that was so useful when you can just restart checkpoint and it's incredibly faster. So I didn't really get that. But yeah, now that I finally discovered that, I am killing all these dudes because I found, see, as you can see right there, the wall crumbled. I never noticed that before. And that's what I mean, like, I went into this blind, I didn't know anything like this going into it, and I still managed to get under 2 hours, even, because that's not the only time I fuck up quite a few times, actually, and, actually die here, but since I checkpointed, the guys behind me are now despawned, and I can run in here with full health, so that's pretty cool. That's a neat little exploit. But yeah, like, it just goes to show, this playthrough is really not that hard. You know, you get to do it on easy mode. It takes less than 2 hours. You're not playing that long in reality. You're really not spending that much time doing this. It's really fast. It's easy. And even going into this blind, not knowing everything that was going to happen, I still did pretty damn decently. So, you know, this isn't a very high demand trophy. It's really not that tough. The only problem with it is doing it in one sitting, and I totally understand how some people wouldn't want to do that, because it is kind of bullshit having to commit 2 hours of your day to playing Uncharted 1 from start to finish. That's kind of shitty, and I completely understand that. It does suck. I just ended up doing it, like I said, when I started this playthrough, I had no intention of doing it all in one sitting, but you know, I was just getting as much footage as I can. Before I knew it, I'm an hour in, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm already halfway done the playthrough? Wow, I can just sit here and finish the rest of it. Why don't I just do that instead of fucking around and possibly screwing up my Fat and Furious trophy for the whole skin bullshit shenanigan thing? And so I was like, alright, I'll just fucking do that then. And that really worked out. Avoided all unnecessary problems that might have happened. I don't know if they would have, but I just avoided it altogether. And it was relatively easy. I went in blind, and it turned out alright. So this playthroughs, or these trophies, really aren't that challenging. Anyone can do it, really. Maybe not everyone, but you know, it's not that bad. So, anyways, guys, I should end the video any second now. I guess I'll do it before this fight starts. So thank you guys for watching, and if you want to see the rest of the speed run, tune in next time for part 2. So take care.